What up though, y'all? It's Chris. Appreciate you connecting with me while I'm out here on the run getting things done. And I'm gonna get right into the topic today. And it's about Umar Jobson and how black women have forgiven him, but they haven't forgiven Derrick Jaxn. Now their situations are a bit different, but you're gonna see what I mean. You have Umar Jobson, who showed up to a HBCU. He stood there on stage, held his fist up, and said, "Black queens forever." And they went crazy. You would have thought that he was a rock star. They went crazy. They were screaming. I'm talking about the eyes closed screaming that women do when they meet like Chris Brown or something like that. I mean, it was really that insane. And this really blew me away for a few reasons. Why do black women love this man so much? Especially when we know what we know now. This man said black queens forever. But let's look at that. Here is a man that, to my understanding, based on what he said, has not been married. So he's never taken a black queen as his wife. But he knocked up 2 black queens and was a deadbeat dad, or has been a deadbeat dad. He's paid child support, so let's give him credit there. But he's not participated in their lives, so that doesn't get you out of the deadbeat category. So you have a man who, to his 2 black princesses, he has been a deadbeat dad. He has not been there for them in their lives. So you have 4 black females that this man has neglected. And he gets up there and yells, "Black queens forever," and you celebrate him. How do you do that? I just do not get it. So black women have pretty much forgiven Dr. Umar. And I mean, they never seem to be really all that upset at him, because remember, I've made a couple videos talking about him, and I wasn't being overly critical. I just was simply stating the facts. And I would have black women in my comments mad at me for simply pointing out what he's doing and what he's done, telling me I shouldn't have free time to do this and all this sort of stuff. I should mind my own business. Who am I to judge? Look, how am I judging? He put this information out there. Well, first his daughter started it, but then he kept making videos about it. He's making his business public, but you're upset at me for having an opinion about it. He put it out there for people to have an opinion about it, but that's the BS. If what you're saying is what they want to hear, is what they agree with, then it's fine. You don't have to mind your own business. Then you only have to mind your own business when you have something else to say that they really don't want to hear. And the Derrick Jaxn part of why I say that it's odd that they forgave him, or seemingly never were really all that upset at him, but were so upset at Derrick Jaxn. You have another guy who was doing the same sort of pandering that sisters love so much. He wasn't doing right either. He cheated on his wife. We all know that was not right. That was not, a stand-up thing to do. And he was basically being the very type of guy he would always condemn in his videos. The very ain't shit type of dude that he put down over and over and over in his videos. He was being that. But so was Dr. Umar. You got a man that's talking about stepping up and taking care of black children and black queens and whatnot, but he out just knocking up chicks and being a deadbeat dad, like the very type of dudes that he speaks against. So you have two guys, both being exactly what they speak against, but only one of them really got grace and mercy, if you could even say that, because as I said, black women never really fell out of enamorment with him. Because the thing is, I would have figured, and I'm just keeping it a buck here, I would have figured that out of the two of them, black women would have forgave Derrick Jaxn faster than they forgave Dr. Umar. Just simply because Derrick Jaxn is tall, muscular, he's well groomed, keeps his hair cut, his face lined up, and he was saying all the pandering stuff that they like to hear. If you compare him to Dr. Umar, he is the total aesthetic opposite of Dr. Umar. So I would have expected them, because they love them some Derrick Jaxn, but I would have expected them to forgave him eventually, but they haven't. Now, I'm not saying that black women should. I'm just pointing out the hypocrisy of holding one guy accountable for being the ain't shit type of dude that he speaks against, while still celebrating the other one. Derrick Jaxn, largely, I mean, his online footprint has pretty much dried up. If you look at his channels, he don't really get any views on his videos. He don't even upload a whole lot anymore, because he saw the writing was on the wall, that the whole social media stuff was over. He tried to push past it when it first came out about him being a cheater. He tried to push past it. It wasn't really working out, and he just kind of moved on to something else. But then you got Dr. Umar. The unsavory stuff came out about him, and he turned into a hustling preacher, essentially. Is that what the missing component is here? Is that what Derrick Jaxn would have had to do in order to win sisters over, to turn into a hustling preacher, claiming that people need to mind their business, even though he the one putting his business out there, like Dr. Umar was doing? Is that what he would have had to do? Really? I'm dead ass. I need somebody to answer that in the comments, because the way they responded to this was very different, and maybe therein lies the difference in how one was able to keep moving like nothing ever happened, and the other wasn't. But let me know what you guys think, man. I'll holler at y'all soon. Peace.